Hi, this is Matt from the UK. I have on very good authority that the Queen listens to the Subfacts podcast. If she does, you should too. Cheers.
Hello and welcome to Subfacts. I'm your host, Matt. I'm here with my partner in crime, Mooney. What's up, Mooney?
The Queen.
I know, right?
Love it.
Yeah, our listenership is up, and so it's got to be the Queen.
It's got to be the Queen. It's got to be the fact that she said she listens to people.
But is it sad, though, that they wait till she's 100 years old to start listening to
Maybe we're the
Subfacts?
ones who changed her mind.
We could be knighted. That'd be awesome.
You want to really be knighted?
Oh, it'd be dope if you had to refer to me as Sir Matt. You know,
I would never go by that. If I got
Don't call
knighted,
you
I would
Sir
not
Mooney.
want to be called sir.
why not?
It's dumb.
Oh, no.
It's like when people do like the sir, whatever you call it.
Although I don't think Americans
Who's
can
the
have-
actor that played what a Professor X in X-Men? What's his name?
Oh, Sir Ian McKellen. Is it Ian McKellen?
Well, he's a sir too.
He's a
Sir
sir,
Ian
too.
McKellen, but he was Magneto.
Whatever. So anyway, I don't think actually Americans can get knighted. So I think we're out of the runnings anyway.
Okay.
We'll probably get something else. Some other kind of accolades would be
All right.
pretty dope. Yeah. So Bennett, we've got a long show ahead of us.
Long show. I was hoping
long-
for like a 90-minute.
Well, I don't know how long it's going to be, but we got a good show. We got a good show. We have a lot of good stuff to go with. So without further ado,
I can just picture Beavis and Butthead jamming to this one.
oh, I know. Well, that's going to be us basically. And by the way, I watched all of the new Beavis and Butthead on Paramount Plus. It's
Awesome.
pretty solid.
Awesome.
So if you like Beavis and Butthead, go watch it, but not
Watch it.
now.
Watch it.
After you watch us. What's up, Brian?
Well,
you
Brian fell
sleeping?
asleep already. 5
Wow.
minutes in.
2 minutes. Yeah, we're only
New
2 minutes in and he
record.
fell
Sorry,
asleep.
I was muted. Wow.
Oh,
Hi
okay.
guys.
Fair
How
enough.
are you?
Asleep.
So
Yeah, it's all good.
here's the warm up this week. First question: what is the most
Oh.
embarrassing way to die? What's that one way that people will shake their heads and not even be sad you're gone because the way you went out was so ridiculous?
Oh, I already have the greatest story of all time when it comes to that.
Of course you have a story.
Do you want to go
Um,
first? Because mine's a little intense.
I don't know what would like. I don't know. Maybe having a heart attack on the
I don't know,
bowl,
like the bowl, like Elvis,
conducting like
like a Blumpkin or something. Maybe not. No, this one's crazy.
a self session or
So speaking of self-session, in the
that's
90s,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that would be pretty embarrassing.
yeah, I got one. This is the greatest story of all time. I used to actually keep this clipping in my wallet because people wouldn't believe me. You wouldn't believe me if you just heard it. But in the 90s, and this happened in like New York or New Jersey or something like that. But there was a kid who was left home alone for like the weekend. Parents went away. Hey, Johnny, this is the first time we're trusting you to
Right.
be at home alone, that kind of thing. And so he's thinking to himself, man, I've got, 48 hours of just prime time by myself, whatever. So he read in a book somewhere that if you got a cow heart and hooked it up to electrodes, the little, I guess the valves or whatever
Right.
would make this like a sucking type of motion. And if you put your schmeckle in it, then it simulates.
No, he did not.
So anyway, he does.
He believed it.
Totally does.
How do you get a cow heart?
You can go to a butcher and go, hey.
Oh,
can I
get a- okay.
Yeah. So he went to a butcher. He did the whole thing. Maybe he shouldn't mess with the electrical because that's the key, kids.
Right.
If you're not an electrician, you probably shouldn't be working with electrical.
Absolutely not.
So anyway, the moral of the story, the parents come home, their boy is electrocuted, doubled over with a
Whoa.
cow heart and electrodes to his schmeckle.
What? So he schmeckles in the cow heart. He's doubled over and he's electrocuted to death.
Yes.
That is awesomeness.
You can't tell your family, like if you think about it, hey,
No, you can't. Yeah,
how did Johnny die? Well,
he electrocuted himself in
you can't tell that story. You can't tell that
No,
story
you
to
can't.
family. You can't tell.
But it is a funny story.
It's hilarious, but that's by far the worst because he's sitting there like he's all geared up. He's going, "This is going to be the day."
If he had a brother, the brother had to have been like telling it. You would have told the story if it happened to Kyle.
Oh, tell him think I wouldn't. And by the way, BK would be the one telling me about the cow heart and the electrodes, and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, and then you would do it, and then you would donk.
Yeah, because like when you're by yourself, how like when you're by yourself for the first time or whatever, you're like, I'm free.
Feels
Like this guy probably ate a
time.
pizza beforehand. He probably like set the table. Like everything was just perfect.
Absolutely.
He got mood music, I'm sure, all this stuff. And once he flips the switch, donks. Boom.
Oh my God.
So I have one that your story, Matt, reminded me of a story that so this actually happened in Springfield, Virginia, and a guy.
The address of the person in there.
Well, the guy from my high school that I knew in high school, he was not the sharpest tool in the shed. This guy, he actually went to to a hardware store, bought a bunch of bungee cords from like you get from like hardware store bungee cords with like the.
Sure.
He tied a bunch of them together.
Yeah,
he tied a bunch of them together, and then he went to this bridge in Springfield, and he was gonna
I knew you were
bungee
gonna
jump
say
off
that.
this bridge, but he didn't even check to see if the length of his hardware
Faces
store
of
big
Death.
bungee cord thing worked, and he jumped off the bridge. And you can Google this, Google Springfield, Virginia bungee cord jump, and it's actually like you can read the article about it. About this kid.
So he jumps and the bungee cord doesn't. Well, it
Well, he
probably
doesn't
wouldn't have.
probably calculate the.
It probably wouldn't have held his weight
No.
anyway. But either
way, he smacked the ground hard because it was longer than the distance from the bridge to the ground.
They died.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally died.
Absolutely. You're
So-
surviving that one.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't know how many feet up.
But we've seen like the Faces of Death one where they didn't
Yeah.
count for the 13th floor that didn't exist, or
Yeah.
they counted for it or whatever, and then, awesome. I still can't tell with Faces of Death though.
I think they made the rope the exact height of the jump.
All I know is I remember the guy going, he did not count, like he counted for the 13th floor, which doesn't exist because there's no 13th floor. in the building.
Like there was a 14 and he
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I can't tell with Faces of Death if I've always obviously when you're in high school, you think they're all real, but then like some people say they're all staged. Well, because you don't want to see a snuff film. Like it's not really a snuff film. I don't know how it is.
It may have been fake.
I don't know. I want somebody to like write it. I think some of it's fake, but then they probably take news stories of what's real. Because
if it was actually live deaths that they were recording, it would be snuff film.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird. So I don't think they.
But
could get
you know
away
what?
with
It could
that.
be though because they don't have it today. Like you won't find a copy
maybe.
of it. And you don't.
And it's like
I've seen
banned
it on
in
Amazon
40.
actually, or someplace like recently.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
I'm pretty sure.
Really?
You can find it on Amazon.
Like that
The
was
original?
Well, I don't. I'm pretty sure. Let me. I
that
have
was
a thing
that was
tells-
like the original. Like when you go to somebody's
like we
house.
would rent it.
Have you seen this?
I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
We'd go to. And my parents didn't know what it was.
It's always from like shady video stores. That,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, I saw. Yeah, we did. We had a local video store that
Yeah.
was
You're not getting a
absolutely shady.
Blockbuster.
It had the porn. It had the
Mhm.
horror movies. It
Yeah.
had everything.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm wrong.
It's
So the
tough.
original is not. The 1978.
Yeah,
Is not
I think Mooney might be right. I think some of it might be real because some of this is too crazy to not be.
Oof.
But
I don't know if I can watch the original.
Yeah.
I didn't have.
I love horror, but that's not horror. That's
No,
snuff,
that's-
and I'm not
yeah.
a big fan of snuff.
My problem with it was when they would have like animals involved. People, I had no problems.
Yeah.
Animals, that is like you go to like slaughterhouses and stuff. Nah, I don't want to deal with that.
No.
No.
Stupid.
Okay.
All right. Next
Next one.
question.
I think. Well, yeah, that tops that list.
All right.
Boom.
So it's a nice day. You are rocking out to music in your car with the volume turned up high and the windows open. Are you the kind of guy that turns the music down when you get to a stoplight?
No chance. I actually stare at the people. Like I'll actually stare and sing sometimes to them.
It depends on the mood I'm in. If I'm in a really good mood and everything's going awesome, no, I won't turn it down. But like if I'm using the music to like maybe cure some frustration or anger, like I would absolutely turn it down if I got to a stoplight.
I'm not gonna lie, even if it's something embarrassing, like if I'm jamming to like Britney Spears or something, windows down, I'll even like look at the person while I'm singing Lucky or something like that, or Hit Me Baby One More Time. It's just like I
You're
don't
gonna
care.
jam to Culture Club really loud and sing.
Don't think I do.
Karma.
Don't think I don't. You know, I don't care. So whatever I'm listening to, boom, listen to
But you
it.
know me, I don't listen to music loud anyway. That's the thing. I'm not
Yeah.
a big loud music guy.
Yeah, I don't like. I will say this: I'm not the guy who's got like the bass that everybody needs to hear in the neighborhood. I hate those people. But if I'm enjoying a song and the windows happen to be down, why
Yeah,
not?
you know what? I think it would just depend on it could depend on who's next to me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Awesome.
I don't care. It's all good.
This story,
Mine would depend.
this
Hot chick, I might turn it down.
yeah, this question came up
What is
because I was driving to work this morning and I was listening to Metallica, like Metallica radio on Spotify, and then all of a sudden Master of Puppets came on, and I was listening to it loud, and I was at a stoplight, and this guy was walking across the street, and I guess he heard it from my car, and he stopped and gave me the double thumbs up in front of my car.
Did you hear about Metallica, by the way?
No.
So funny. So all these dummies, I'm sure Brian listened to Metallica prior to Stranger Things, but like Stranger Things, because of the whole, Master Puppets thing, all these like new people are now listening to Metallica, which is weird because Metallica's been around for 40 years.
Right, exactly.
And Master of Puppets has been around forever. And apparently these young kids just didn't know.
And we're like, oh, I'm listening to Metallica. You should
So
try
now
it.
they're all like, oh, Metallica's so great, all this, right?
Yeah, like we knew 40 years ago.
Literally like a week or two into this whole thing, because Metallica's been riding it too. They're like, hey, we're welcoming all these new people. Why not? Because they're big money capitalists, They want as many people listening as they can. And this week now they're getting canceled because of previous acts of Metallica back from like the 80s. And people now want to cancel Metallica. And I'm like, dude, you guys are dumb. Metallica will never be canceled. It's just
Why do they want to cancel Metallica?
because
It was back from their concert videos where they were like womenizing in the videos, and they were like calling each other
womanizing, all that.
like
They're gonna
names
cancel
and,
because of
and,
that.
and like saying
Dumb.
like anti-homosexual stuff in the videos and things
I
like that.
can, like,
and then that back from.
but by the
oh
way,
my
it's from like
God.
1980s when, the F word was probably commonly thrown around.
Absolutely, it was.
So it's one of those things where the youngsters of today, like, they need to vet people that they're going to really go gaga over before they decide
Well,
to.
they can't really. They're not going to be left with much.
No, that's their problem. They're canceling, everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't
if
cancel
you were a
Metallica.
performer back in the 80s or 90s, you probably offended a few people than today.
But it's like, hey, all you Stranger Things people, Metallica was selling out stadiums prior to you finding Master of
Yeah,
Puppets.
you didn't need to help them out at all.
They're not losing anybody. They're never going to be canceled.
Right.
So
Try all you want.
yeah, go pound sand, Stranger Things
Exactly.
people.
All right, last question.
Keep on knocking.
So I got an email today from Vicelli's Pizza saying they now
that's
have a cauliflower crust available.
And
as suboptimal as that crust might be, do you accept it because it helps people with dietary issues still get some kind of enjoyment from pizza, or is it completely trash?
why do you got to make it sound like that, dude?
Well, that's what
Well,
I was thinking about.
Trash it, but then you made a good point.
Well, here's the thing. They have one pre-made and it's in the freezer somewhere because no one's ever going to order it. So, it'll be like a monumental day when somebody actually calls in and says, hey, instead of your already great pizza, could I have a cauliflower version? It's like the kid who can't eat cheese and has like the pizza without cheese on it. That's so rare. It doesn't happen that
So-
often.
It happens
here's-
more often than you think.
No,
Yes.
nobody's eating
There are,
cauliflower.
because you have people that, like, if I'm having a
It wouldn't
pepperoni
have all
pizza
people aren't ordering.
and somebody comes to my house and they're like,
They
oh,
were
I
big-
can't eat, gluten or whatever. I have a friend that has a wife that is like that, and so we can never.
You
order
wouldn't
pizza.
believe how many people are like, "Oh, I'm a celiac." Right? Okay.
Are you ever going to order a cauliflower pizza, even if
I
somebody
would
in your
order it for
house?
her.
You
If
would?
I'm having pizza.
I
and
would.
we're all having
I would
pizza.
do
And
it.
she's coming to my house. I'd order
I
one.
wouldn't do it. I would say, sorry, bring something else. Bring your own food because I'm not ordering it. Because my reputation with Vicelli's, they love me. Like Vicelli's, that's my jam.
Yeah, you would lose.
If
some
I
brownie
called
points.
up a Vicelli's, being who I am, and said, "Can I get the cauliflower pizza?" They would be like, "Well, for starters, you're an imposter. You're not Matt."
Yeah, Matt would
because
never
You
do
could put
that.
it in the
You
note
would-
like, "This is really Matt. There's an idiot at my house."
I just think they wouldn't do it.
I have a hard time with it. I think I'm a purist. I know that the Scott's Pizza Tours, whatever, that guy, he was like, "Oh no, I mean, I'm for any type of pizza." I think I'm the pizza purist. So I would say no. Like, it's got to be dough, sauce, and cheese, and real dough, like flour, egg, and water dough, not cauliflower.
Yep.
I'm also against those TikTok people that use like the chicken of the, what is that?
Yeah, it's like tuna fish. Or no, they
Like-
used like chicken. They used
Chicken of the sea, whatever. Chicken, not or
no, it was actually just
ground chicken.
Ground
It's-
chicken, basically.
they ground chicken and they make a big chicken patty.
You
put
like
sauce and cheese.
dehydrate it like really bad.
Right. I'm sitting there
Yeah.
going, basically, you made chicken parmesan. That's all you made.
Yeah. So.
All
Nope.
right, that's the end.
Okay. Hey, the Goots.
The
good.
I got an update on the Goots, by the way. So last week I mentioned the Goots and how I wrote them, letting them know that we recasted Police Academy and all this
Right.
kind of stuff. And I added my business card for Subfacts, giving him the full invite to be on the show
Mhm.
anytime he wanted. And in the mail, I got my autographed pictures. And he wrote back on the letter. He didn't mention the show, but he took the card because I stapled the card to the letter. Boom.
Nice.
He has our Subfacts card. The Goots has our card.
He has to call.
So at this point, I have to think, listen.
He's going to listen and then call. Where does he live? I mean, can we see if he has a download in that area?
No, I
or-
can't really go into that details because
No, I mean, I mean, not on the show.
Yeah, he won't do the show if I'm like outing him. But what I would say is I think we have a chance. And so
That'd be cool.
then I got scared. I started thinking like, I haven't heard that recasting show in a long time. So like, did I disparage him in any way? Because
No, we were all gung ho about the Goots.
'Cause
We
I
didn't
figure
really
he-
want to replace him.
I figure he's either going to listen to last week's show or like go back to see the Police Academy one because I referenced that in the letter. So then I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, did I, because you never know. I don't remember what we said. And so I went back and we were cool to him. So I think the Goots understands that we're a cool show.
What you
big
should have done
fans
ahead of
him.
time is make sure, then send him like a MP3 or like a little
Mhm.
recording of that episode.
Yeah, I'm not that high tech. So no, so actually,
we also compared him to Paul Rudd. Remember? On
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We've
I'm
been-
sure
we've
he'd
been
be
very
okay with that.
complimentary of the Goots on the show.
I think so too, and I think so too, and that's what I said in the letter. I'm sitting there. I just had this like, oh no, double back. What if I said something
The
inappropriate?
Goots was solid back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still solid, but I'm saying when he had a real good string of movies.
Mhm. Absolutely. So anyway, so in that whole, paranoia, so how I got a new car stereo and a couple weeks ago, so I'm still not fully with all the buttons and whatnot. And there was nothing like, I didn't really want to listen to anything but our show. So I, put our show on and it was last week's show specifically. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm all juiced up. You're juiced up. Andy and Matt were all juiced up. I'm like, this is fantastic.
It was a
This-
good show.
I'm like, the speed of the show, it just boom, it just clicked, right? Like 3/4 of the way through, I realized that there's a setting of you can listen to the regular speed and then like speed and a quarter, then speed and a half. Like you can keep like speeding
like
it
you can
up.
speed it up. Okay.
So I didn't realize it, but we were on like regular plus a quarter. And I'm like, dude, we're on point. And I realized, folks, if you're listening to us, do
Put
it because that's the best way to listen.
Put us
to
on a speed and a quarter. That's pick.
Yeah, we're like, we sound so awesome. Like we sound good regular speed, but I mean like speed and a quarter, we just sounded like boom, 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 ready to go. And it seemed
Nice.
like just this like
speed and a quarter.
I felt like there was an energy in the air because last week there was an energy in the air, but like not that good.
Right.
So Speed and a quarter, folks. That's how you
Speed and a
listen to
quarter.
our show.
Nice. Love it.
That might be the title of our show, Speed,
Speed
and a quarter. Because, yeah, if you can pull it off, Speed and a quarter, that's how to
I'm
listen
sure
to
they
our
can
show
pull it
goes.
off. It's not that hard. You just press a little.
You know, it's
Jink.
funny. We're going to get an email from like Space Coast Bill going, I listen to you guys at 2 times speed. You know,
Yeah, he
just
goes,
to
you
get it
still
over,
suck.
just to get it over with faster.
Right.
you
Yeah. He
know?
goes, don't listen. You still suck at Tuesday.
Yeah. So everybody try it. Speed and a quarter. See what you think.
Awesome.
Anyway, we had a big RIP, but
I know.
But the interesting thing is, you know how like I've talked about this in the past, like the worst thing in the world is when you RIP and then somebody like completely trumps your RIP, so you like nobody will ever remember. So the other day, I was, I scroll through the news and all this stuff, and I see that Roger Mosley, the guy who played TC from Magnum PI.
Okay, that's not an RIP.
No, but he was like the helicopter guy. You know him if you saw him. Type
Sure,
of thing.
but he's not the.
So he dies. No, he dies at like, and so I'm like, oh, RIP that dude. I'm
Right.
not crushed, but I'm like, that dude, he did something. RIP.
Sure.
And then like 10 minutes later, Olivia Newton John.
ONJ, I know that was a tough one.
So at this point,
that was a punch to the gut.
The Mosley family is like, hey, what the hell?
Yeah, like
I'm not even going to get represented on anything now.
Right? Can we get the whole day to ourselves, please?
Yeah, it's like I felt bad for that. Like, and I told you the worst was my favorite comedian of all time, Mitch Hedberg. He died, and then the Pope died the same day.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
like,
you're never getting
no one. Yeah, no one cared about Mitch.
No
Hedberg
sympathy. Yeah, no sympathy for that guy.
I just know that I would be uber pissed if I dunk off and somebody way more famous dunks off like same day and I don't get any publicity.
Right. Like let's say Brad Pitt dies the same day.
Yeah. Like for instance, or if Clooney dies the same day, I'm not gonna lie, my wife would probably be more upset that Clooney died than your boy,
yeah, 100%.
And so you don't want to be trumped in death.
No, I mean, if I died, like if Zuckerberg died, she would be like, oh no, like
yeah. And so, but anyway, Olivia
Newton, or if any Yankee died, she would,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Olivia Newton John. I will say, like, that is a really sad one. I know Australia, had all kinds of things going on, but on her behalf. And I did write her a while ago, and wrote her a nice letter. She took a while, and she was actually really good about signing autographs and stuff like that. But she got to a point, and unfortunately, I missed the cutoff where she switched out and started sending an auto pen picture instead of like really signing. But at least I know that like I sent her a really nice letter and wished her well in her cancer and stuff like that. So I feel like I touched her a little bit.
Sure
I feel like there was probably one little bit of, hey, Matt touched me.
Maybe never know. You never know.
So
Matt touched me.
I know. I like to think that that would be the case. I did mention Subfacts, so maybe she listened to Subfacts. So
maybe that's what killed her. The laughter of
the sheer laughter of the show. Yes, killed ONJ. But anyway, R.I.P. ONJ.
R.I.P.
And so
I loved her in Grease.
Oh, I know. And apparently she didn't really want to do it, but John Travolta had like insisted, and she didn't feel comfortable doing it because she wasn't really an actress. She was more of a singer, and he was like, well, hey, I'm not a singer and I'm an actor. We'll help each other out. And he really pushed to get her in that role.
Well, thank God he
really did. He
She's
did an amazing job.
She was a real hottie in that role.
Absolutely. So, fantastic. Like Grease is the best. Like just Olivia Newton John, by the way.
It's the word.
It is the word. Not gonna lie. Even she was 73.
Oh yeah, she was still.
I'd still do some stuff.
Absolutely, I think she was on our list of women.
Yeah, I think she was. Yeah,
I think you had her on your list.
I would. I'm not gonna lie. A couple days later, I'd still do some stuff.
Now that's a little morbid.
So
all right, folks.
Anyway, okay. So I got a situation I wanted to talk about. We know a dude.
We do
in our personal life.
We know
that is
many of people
that is like in his, I'd say 50s.
50s is fair.
50s is fair. And so, he
No younger than 50.
Yeah, no. Married.
No younger than 50, and I don't think 60. So 50s
I don't know.
is fair.
Yeah, 50s. Yeah, and so he's been, was married forever.
He was.
Unfortunately, his wife passed away, so he's now
on the open market.
On the open market. And it's been a couple years. So now you got to think at some point you're going to start feeling randy again. You're going to start
I'm sure.
Hey,
I mean, I'm sure you feel randy again the next day.
Well, some people would. Well, some people would mourn a little bit.
You mourn, but it doesn't make you stop feeling randy.
I guess good point. Like you would bring a date to your wife's funeral?
No, I would not. No way.
Oh.
You know how superstitious I am about that crap.
Oh, okay.
Like, and I believe in ghosts. She'd be like, and the haunt, you're like, you stupid, you bring girl to my.
No, I have
nightmares. Like,
I don't think I would, but let's say if it was
Alanis, you would make an exception.
Yeah, let's say she called to console me, or Kate Beckinsale or something. I'd be like, well, I got an event I gotta go to. Let's hit the event, then we'll go out to dinner.
Like if Sydney Starfall say, "Hey, Mooney, I know you feeling, down."
Yeah, then you got to bring her. And so,
are you checking for your wife?
I know. I'm looking around the corner.
It's like that Key and Peele skit.
Yeah,
I said,
so anyway, the interesting thing, what I brought this up for, hold on one sec. Let me clear my throat. So this guy's, we noticed he's starting to be like the creeper around like a younger, let's say a girl in her 30s. Let's say mid 30s, which, hey, the heart wants what the heart wants, and I get that. But if you're gonna creep, you got to represent. Like, this dude's not changing a single thing about him. Like, hasn't he
didn't change his appearance, and his appearance was
because
I'm okay with where I am.
Yeah, because when you get married, you get to a point where you're like, hey, look,
I don't need to impress the ladies.
Not impressing anybody. And if you've done that for years, you can't just jump right back in the dating pool as is.
No.
So
you need to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, so I was thinking you
got to get a new shirt, maybe some new shoes, new slacks, put on some cologne.
So if you were this person, like, that's what I'm saying. What would your day one plan be? Like, how would it work?
Okay, the day that I've committed myself to maybe
going
trying
back
to find
going
back on the market, finding someone new.
Like, do you do apps, dating apps, all that stuff like the kids today?
I would try to find a dating app that was more my speed, right? Not like a Tinder or whatever.
Yeah.
I would try to find one more my speed, but I would approach women at a bar or like a grocery store or whatever. But when I do the approaching, I would make sure that I'm in something comfortable but looks presentable.
Would you go age appropriate, or would you go
100%?
So you would stick within your 50s?
No. I would 40 or above.
Okay.
40 or above is fair. 10 to 11 years.
You're okay with that?
Right. Because at 40, if you're in your 50s and you go someone 40, even if you're 60 and you target 40, you're still not too bad. But I would say if you're mid 50s and you target 40, you're okay.
Okay. See, I think with me,
I think the guy we know is going a little young.
I think he thinks that's the good right age, but yeah, I think in his particular case, see, here's my game.
And here's the other thing. I think he's little league and he's shooting for AAA.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sitting there going, just play little league.
Yeah. You gotta crawl before you can walk type of thing, So I'm thinking, like, here, my game plan, what I would do is I would actually go into a full on like health regimen. Like I'd give myself 6 to 8 months where I'm not committed to anything. I just go to work, and then I'm going to the gym like maybe twice a day type of thing. I'm going full on like revamp situation. I got to put myself into new car status, And so, then I figured that should then, and I'll work on a style too, because I'll try to figure out what a better style is, because I've got no style at this point. So I would definitely work on my
All
style.
you need to do, I mean, okay, for the target market that you're going to go after, you just need khakis, polo.
Well, actually, I'm more Hot Topic. I'm going for my goth girl. I'm going with the girls with emotional issues.
Yeah, but you don't find many of them 40 plus.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm going
You're
younger.
forgetting about
than
that.
you.
You're
Yeah.
forgetting about that TikTok girl that likes big guys. Remember? There's a whole bunch of women out there like that. You might not even have to change. You
Yeah,
just
I'm
gotta find the
going.
right
See,
girl.
I'm using the apps and everything. I would be on like JDate, even though I'm not Jewish. I would be on like Tinder, all that stuff.
I mean, I would go to an Asian friend finder for sure.
Yeah, but I would do that. But once again, I'm like cruising Hot Topic. I'm like,
You're going after 20-year-olds?
Hey, we'll see what's available. You got to cast a wide net, son.
You're not going to catch anything. You're better off with the khakis.
I'm not taking early. I don't think I could do early
shirt,
20s, but I'm
nice
thinking
shoes.
I think late.
And you can find an emotional wreck in their 40s.
Agreed, but if I can find an emotional wreck in their late 20s, that's better.
What I'm saying
daddy
is,
issues. I need
here's
that.
the thing. I'm sure you can find. Maybe you can even go a little older and find a cougar, like with money.
I could. That would be pretty dope too.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Good point.
And they just want someone to make them laugh, and that would be you.
Oh, we could totally do that.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. But you'd have to look a certain part.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You couldn't look the goth part.
I need a 6 to 8 month.
Hot Topic is not going to make you look that way. They need someone who knows how to dress, who they could take to a cocktail party, go to one of their friends' houses, drink bougie wine.
Mm-hmm. Well, what if I pulled like the John Wick look though, like the suit, like the scruffy though, like little Keanu?
Yeah,
type
you could
of
pull
thing.
that.
I could do that.
But then you might have to tailor it back for lesser events. But yeah, you get. I like the John Wick look.
Yeah, I think I could do that then. Maybe
it's not for me.
I'll stick within the 30s.
I'm more the Jason Sudeikis look. You know.
Yeah. But anyway, we need to fix this dude because, we're watching this from afar. We're like the old guys in the Muppets just goofing on this poor.
Absolutely.
schmo.
Yeah. We
need to do like almost a Subfacts makeover and just
100%.
and just be like, dude, let's set some realistic expectations.
His
here,
dress
son.
is just way,
Yeah.
His
So,
dress code is not right for picking up women.
No, it's
just not.
No, it's not. So, Brian, what would you do? Like, if you got paroled, would you have a whole game plan, or would you stick with what you're doing right now and then just try to, fish in the pond?
I mean, I'm already kind of on a health regimen thing now, so just because I got really bad over COVID, but I would probably definitely go into overgear on it, and work out every day for a number of months, and just get in the best shape I can.
Rock all the apps and stuff?
Definitely. I would definitely do all that. And
see, we didn't have that in our day. Like, those apps exist. Like, I would be like, oh my gosh,
I would do all that stuff. I would
swipe right or whatever.
At my age, I would definitely mid to late 30s. I think would be my cutoff.
Boom. Okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, I think we're all in the mid to late 30 cutoff, but I don't know,
I'm okay with the 29 and a half.
Fine. 29 and a half. And like I said, if, lazy Saturdays, I'll still use the apps, but if I wanted to find someone, I wouldn't use it. The app, I probably wouldn't use.
Yeah.
Unless it was more like maybe like a Plenty of Fish or something like that. But I hear they're all geared that way now. Anyway.
Yeah, from what I understand, they are. But anyway, yeah, I think we should do a makeover for this person. Or if there's somebody in our audience that feels they need a Subfacts makeover, boom,
dude, we'll do it.
I think we could do it.
Awesome.
We're good at advising. I realize that we're great at that.
I am good at advising.
Like
we really are.
Yeah,
we are
that's
the
what I'm
life
saying.
coaches of, I like to think.
I don't know if we're life coaches.
We're life coaches.
Okay, we're life coaches.
One of us is. Yeah. And so, okay. So anyway, we got a lot more to get into. So we're just going to go right to movies of the week. Movies of the week.
Nothing.
Yep. No music whatsoever. And you're absolutely right. There is nothing. You know, like what happened to summertime when like every week a different blockbuster was coming out?
You don't need to tell me. I'm aggravated. And I'm practically, I feel assaulted.
There's one movie this week that's coming out this week, and it's on Netflix. And it sounds horrible. I know I'm going to watch it. I'm just telling you now, it sounds horrible. I'm going to watch it, though.
What's it called?
It's called Day Shift. And it stars Jamie Foxx, and he plays a pool cleaner by day, vampire hunter by night.
No.
And so it's, you know, I love me some vampires, and that's why.
Oh my God.
But you know, the thing is, like, Netflix, their movies are always subpar. They're never movies that would make any money.
Yeah, there's only the Red Notice was one of their better ones.
But the last Jamie Foxx movie that was on Netflix, I actually really liked it. Like, Jamie Foxx is a good actor. So
he is a good actor. I'll give him that.
So I'm gonna end up watching it. Day Shift. And like I said, I'm not, you know, going to say, hey, everybody go watch this. I'm just saying I'm going to watch it.
I did see the coming attraction. The other guy's brother is in that. I want to see. Yeah,
but
I like him.
I do like Vampire Hunters.
Who's the other act? That white guy there.
I just think the premise is stupid. I don't know the guy's name.
You know, the brother of the guy from Pineapple Express.
Oh, Dave Franco.
Yeah, Dave Franco.
Yeah. Okay. So
he's good. I like him.
So yeah, Day Shift is the movie that I'll end up watching. On movies, speaking of movies, the worst possible news ever came out this week.
Oh, I don't even get me started.
So, and it gets me because I have a soft spot. I think you do too, but I do especially.
Yeah. My soft spot isn't as big as yours.
Yes.
But I do love the movie.
Yes. So for a couple of years now, we've known they've been planning on remaking Road House.
They went through like two different revisions.
Ronda Rousey was like listed as she was going to be the main, like,
right.
Dalton.
They were changing this.
It was the whole female thing.
Right.
Which I was kind of upset about, but I kind of like
Ronda Rousey, that bout, and then it completely
ruined her whole thing.
Yeah.
And so
if she didn't lose that bout, she would have made the movie.
Yeah, exactly. So basically Ronda Rousey's out, and they announced who's playing Dalton in the new remake of Road House is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Awful.
The worst,
god awful, worst news
decision anyone could ever make.
There's actually one worse.
Is there?
Hayden Christensen. They could have got him.
No, I'm saying you could have taken Harry Potter kid and had him as Dalton, and that would be better than Jake Gyllenhaal.
Agreed, but Hayden Christensen's worse than Jake Gyllenhaal.
They're both really bad, but yeah. I mean, like Hollywood just went out of their way, like whoever.
Yeah, Rupert Grint, who played Ron Weasley. You could have got him. You
could have picked anybody else. You could have picked any of the kids from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
the curly-haired, goofy-looking kid. That guy could have been Dalton over Jake Gyllenhaal.
I hate this choice.
So anyway, you can tell.
And then who's whatever you call it, the Ultimate Fighter. He's in it.
Oh yeah, Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, yeah.
Yeah.
I always say Ewan McGregor.
We don't really know what his role is yet. At least,
but he's got a prominent role. They said prominent role.
Okay, well, I'm not going to see it. I'll never see it.
It's going to be very, very hard to watch that movie.
There's no way I can see it. I just can't see it because
then you can't unsee it.
Yeah, it's going to hurt me too bad. It's going to hurt me. So anyway, we decided because hopefully somebody will fire whoever was the casting director.
Oh, God, that would be so awesome.
And hopefully they're listening to our show. Hey, Goots, I know you're listening to this episode.
You got connections.
Goots, you got connections. We need your help with this one because Mooney and I sat down and we came up with the official recasting of Road House.
Absolutely.
And so, folks, you guys are going to look at this and go, I'm listening to geniuses.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't think we were geniuses already,
then this will cement it in your mind.
This will 100% confirm that we're geniuses. This is one that like Mooney and I got together it wasn't a matter of here's my list, here's your list.
We decided upon ourselves that we would make the best list.
Is the Subfacts definitive. I went over it with Brian prior to the show, so he even weighed in on his, and so this is all three of us collectively coming up with the greatest Roadhouse cast
Absolutely.
ever.
Yep.
And
Outside of the original. I mean,
you can't beat the original, but I'm saying
if they had to remake it, they need to go with our cast.
yes. And folks, like, I don't see how you can disparage our cast, but if you think you can come up with a better one, feel free to write in. subfactspodcast@gmail.com.
You'll fail, but it's okay. I mean,
you can try.
There's comfort in failing.
You can try, but there's no way you're going to beat our casting of Roadhouse. Okay, so the main character of Dalton, played by Patrick Swayze, is going to be played by Joel Kinnaman.
Love him.
Joel Kinnaman played, I think it was Colonel Flagg in Suicide Squad, but he was also in Altered Carbon season 1. Awesome.
He is pimp in Altered Carbon.
Yeah, Joel Kinnaman is the bomb.
He's got the look. He's got the style. He just can pull it off.
I'm not gonna lie. I have a man crush on Joel Kinnaman.
As you should.
Absolutely.
He's a very 100%. Beautiful man.
Yes, he
can easily pull it off.
I would let him do stuff to me.
Easily. Well, all right. All right.
So I got a thing for Joel Kinnaman.
So now it's either Joel Kinnaman or goth girls that are 18 years old. Great.
There you go, with personal issues. Okay, so then you say, well, who's Wade Garrett? Because Wade Garrett was almost.
This was tough. We had a really hard time with this one.
Sam Elliott was like the best Wade Garrett ever, because you can't beat Sam Elliott. But
he might have been the best choice in that movie ever.
Absolutely. But in this case, we're going with our boy Keanu Reeves.
And so now we just said, I know we said he's the best choice ever, but we've equaled it.
Yes.
Keanu Reeves
as Wade Garrett would be the best.
Oh my God. How is that?
Yeah, because you know.
How do you not hire him as Wade Garrett?
You can't not hire him as Wade Garrett.
You can just see it now. You can hear Kinnaman saying, I'm not the best. Wade Garrett's the best.
And then Keanu comes
and then they like flash to the Keanu Reeves in the strip club.
Yeah.
Like beating some dudes at butt, right?
It would just be amazing. It would be awesome. So we've got Wade.
And his fighting style is a little bit like Elliott's.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you see him in Wick, the way he operates, the way he moves, he has a little bit of that old man fight style.
And like Keanu can look like older, scruffy, long hair, all that stuff. Wade Garrett, boom. And so then the love interest, which is Doc, played by Kelly Lynch, we chose Blake Lively. Because Blake Lively, quite frankly, is ridiculously hot. And she's similar to Kelly Lynch in looks. So it's kind of like, hey, why not?
I had a little bit of a hard time with this one. We went back and forth. I do think she could have played the girl that seduces Dalton, that doesn't get him.
We actually didn't cast her, but I agree. We could get it. You can pick any hot person for that, though.
Right.
But we think Blake Lively.
They're gonna have to doll her down though, because she is really beautiful.
But if you watch Roadhouse, if you think about all those country bumpkins, and then Kelly Lynch she was the only one in the movie that had a tan,
and that's my point.
She was like really done up.
But my point is like she's like superstar model hot, Lively.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to doll her down a little bit just to make her like country hot.
Yeah, but Kelly Lynch wasn't unattractive.
Kelly Lynch was beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think they're
but I mean, I think that was her best. Blake Lively's better than her best, so they're gonna have to dial her back.
Okay, well, we'll see. But anyway, Blake Lively.
Love it.
Then we have, you got to pick the bad guy, Brad Wesley, who was played by Ben Gazzara. And Brad Wesley's the dude who owns the whole town, but he's like the criminal guy. And we chose Terry O'Quinn from he played Locke in the show Lost. Terry O'Quinn
he's the original stepfather.
Yeah, we originally thought of J.K. Simmons, but we realized J.K. Simmons has been working out a lot. He's actually pretty juiced up. So I don't know that he could actually pull off like the Ben Gazzara, because Ben Gazzara doesn't really hit anybody.
And Simmons is a little overused. He's in everything.
Yeah.
So I think his look, Terry O'Quinn's look is a little bit better for that role.
Yeah. So
because remember though, he comes across as a little bit nice. Like, hey, like I'm just
absolutely.
Here.
Yeah. And he can switch real quick.
Right.
Yeah. So perfect. Brad Wesley is Terry O'Quinn.
Love it.
So then the next one, we've got Jimmy, who's Terry O'Quinn, who's Brad Wesley's henchman that gets his throat ripped out. and beat up quite a bit, we chose Jake Gyllenhaal.
Awesome.
Because we want to see him get his throat ripped out and punched a lot.
Punched in the face. That would be super.
Yeah, because like you see him get beat up and he gets his throat ripped out.
And he dies at the end of the movie.
Yes. Jake Gyllenhaal as Jimmy.
Yeah, and Jake would be perfect for that role.
Yes.
Perfect.
And if he can't do it, Hayden Christensen would be another one that you could fill in.
Absolutely. Now, didn't we do the owner, or am I jumping ahead?
You're jumping ahead. What I would say is also back to Jimmy, with Jake Gyllenhaal, I would make the fight last longer, because the fight didn't last long at all in Road House. He just gets right to ripping throats out.
Right.
I would want Dalton to like beat him up a little, like a cat with a mouse.
Right. Like beat him up and like hit his face and like why are you hitting your own face? Right.
Yeah, like when I was playing old school wrestling on Nintendo, pro wrestling, I would just keep pummeling a person, and then right before I pin him, I lift him back up so I could just keep pummeling him. That's what I would be doing.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so now we're going to get to Tillman, who owns the Double Deuce, who basically recruits Dalton to come in and clean it up, and that's going to be played by Sam Elliott.
Awesome.
Because you got to give the nod to Sam Elliott.
Right, and he's playing a different character, so he's still alive.
And Tillman is the one that says, "Hey, I heard you're the best," and then Dalton goes, "Wade Garrett's the best."
And then you get a little bit of that. Awesome. And then
so wink,
here's
nod.
Here's how I picture it. It'll say that, and then Sam Elliott will go, "I actually heard that."
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, so you got to give Sam Elliott nods.
Awesome.
So then the last one we have is the girl who plays Carrie, who's the waitress. She actually does have a part in the movie, so you kind of have to cast it.
Right.
And we chose Emma Roberts. We do think Emma Roberts is a little too attractive for the role, but she could be dumbed down a little bit.
Yeah, she could be dumbed down.
Yeah, so I think that is the official Subfacts recasting of Road House.
Good luck.
There's no chance you're beating that, folks. If you want, write into subfactspodcast@gmail.com.
I mean, the only one you may have a chance is the Emma Roberts role, but that was like...
That's a throwaway for us. We could have easily picked anybody else.
But you can't beat the others. Can't.
No chance. And actually, you could put Jennifer Lawrence in the Carrie role. But the way I was looking at it too, and the reason why the Subfacts version is the best is because financially, if you were really to cast that, you could easily do it.
Affordable.
You're not getting people that are way too priced out. So you're not doing a Jennifer Lawrence, Keanu Reeves. You're not doing the end all be all.
Here's the thing.
People.
Keanu Reeves also he doesn't extort any producers for money. Like he would do the role for like $5 million. That's
what I'm saying. Every one of these actors we chose could legitimately be in that movie. So Hollywood, you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean your budget's going to be way less than it is now.
Yeah, fire your casting director right now. Bring us on.
I don't know why they didn't call us to begin with.
They really should have. Goots, come on, gut buddy.
Why didn't they have like a contest of like the biggest Roadhouse fans out there and then get them in a room and say, how would you recast it?
And I guarantee you there's no one that would come up with a list that good.
No one. No one would come up with a list that good. And no one would cast Gyllenhaal in a role. Nobody.
That's true.
Nobody clamors for him ever. I don't understand how he gets roles. Who goes, let's put Gyllenhaal in the movie?
I feel like it's a test. I feel like the casting director was they were like, hey, casting director, what would you do? And they said Gyllenhaal, and then they like, you're fired.
Or maybe it was like crazy people, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe like they went to the casting director and he's like, watch this. I'm going to put like Gyllenhaal in.
Yeah.
And then he actually thought they wanted Gyllenhaal and they called him up and cast him. He's like, what are you doing? That was a joke.
Yeah, Gyllenhaal should have actually said, I'm sorry, but I suck and I'm not going to be nearly as good and I will ruin this movie. He should say that.
By the way, if they called me and asked me to be Dalton, I would have said that to him. I'd have said, I can't be Dalton.
Oh, I would be Dalton in a heartbeat. Don't think I wouldn't. Fat
You're going to be Dalton.
Oh, it would be awesome.
You could be the big guy in the movie with who beat some people's butts.
I just want to do when the guy goes, what if he calls my mama a whore? Is she? Awesome. I would just do that. And then I'd be like,
they have to have that line.
I think the whole movie should just run as is, with the dialogue, I think, it's my way or the highway,
Pain don't hurt.
Hit the bricks. Yeah. Pain don't hurt is one of the greatest. So anyway, that's the official recasting of Roadhouse. Once again, if you want to submit your recasting of Roadhouse that will be subpar to ours,
Good luck.
go to subfactspodcast@gmail.com. And so that is the official movies of the week. Next, we'll go to, hold on, Mooney, brace yourself, sir.
Oh, here I am.
This is Cindy Starfall, and it's time for Mooney's Dugout. Love you, Mooney.
Love you too, Cindy.
Boom.
All right. So we are inching closer to NFL.
Inching.
Boom. So like preseason games start this week.
And the subfacts.
They do. They start this week.
Football.
The Jets play on Friday. The Skins play on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So preseason football here.
Yeah.
There is a game tonight.
Tonight's the first game.
Awesome.
Boom.
And then fantasy football is around the corner. All those drafts are happening. Oh, by the way, we can't do the show on September 8th, I believe it is, because that's the first game of the year, and there's no chance I'm missing that. So
is it? Well, anyway, here's the other thing. I'm going to go record. I'm going on record right now. I said this a couple weeks ago. I am full in on the Commanders, but I'm calling it right now. 0-17. Gonna be
they'll win a few games, but they're not 0-17 bad, but they are bad.
They're gonna be 0-17. I'm still rooting for them. 0-17.
No,
they'll be worse than the Jets. I'll call that right now.
0-17 is hard to do. Hard.
I think they'll find a way to do it.
All right. So again, slow weeks, but when the NFL season gets here, it may get a little faster. Everybody cross their fingers to hope Deshaun Watson gets suspended for the whole entire year like he deserves. It might be coming.
I will laugh.
All right. So what I thought we would do is I thought we were having a music thing going on.
We got some things going on later on in the show.
So I was like trying to keep in the music theme. So I was saying, you know what? Athletes who have been in the music world.
I know Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, he's on my list.
Allen Iverson.
Not on my list, but he's there.
He had rapper stuff. Do you count the Chicago Bears like the Super Bowl
I had
shuffle?
them on my list. I took them off because I had too many.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I didn't have too many, but I had ones that I wanted to talk about.
There was a dude who played for Minnesota Vikings that was a country singer, I think.
Yep.
But anyway, I don't know any others.
I found that list interesting. Let's start with NHL. Darren McCarty. He is in a band called Grinder, and they tour throughout the entire Midwest.
Way to go, Darren McCarty.
And Darren McCarty was a bit of a scrapper back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got in a little bit of a fight. So I think Grinder is a little bit of an appropriate nickname. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
An NHL player in the music world.
Although when you're single, don't go on that app. It might freak you out a little bit.
No. I'm not going to the app. Make sure you put Grinder the band or music.
Yes, I was going to say.
Next up, this one really threw me off. John McEnroe.
I know. I had heard that. He played something with Henrik Lundqvist. Him and Henrik Lundqvist, goalie, used to play around. They used to play around together, but I don't think they had an official band or anything.
So John McEnroe is in a band called the Johnny Smythe Band.
Boom. Patty Smythe's his wife.
I can't believe it. But what really threw me off, before I get into the cool thing, he was born in Germany. I thought John McEnroe was like American.
He's American, but his parents were probably on vacation in Germany when he was born.
Okay.
He's not like.
He was born in Germany. I was a little thrown off by that.
Yeah, but do you know his wife, Patty Smythe?
No.
What band she was in?
No.
She was in a band called Scandal in the 80s. But she also had a solo hit with Don Henley in like the early 90s.
Awesome.
Patty Smythe, way to go. Don't think I don't have her autograph.
Fun fact about John McEnroe, learned guitar from Eric Clapton and Eddie Van Halen.
I don't doubt that. He seems like a guy that would hang out with them.
I mean, if you learning from Eddie Van Halen, it's not bad. Not bad. Manny Pacquiao.
I had heard that. He's a singer, though.
Singer. Several albums from 2006 to 2013. I'm guessing he's big in the Philippines.
No offense, by the way, no offense to
Probably not here.
No offense to the Filipinos out there, but I'm not gonna lie, they'll buy anything with their people on it.
Oh yeah,
They're
everything.
Like, it could suck so bad, but because the person's Filipino, they support it wholeheartedly. They're the most loyal. Like if we had a Filipino person sitting in on our show, which we should get one.
Oh yeah,
they don't have to talk. We would have.
Oh yeah, no. All we need to do is have a tiny Filipino person right here, and we would get
mad listens.
Yeah,
because the Filipinos.
Maybe we should look into that.
We should. Can we get a little person Filipino? That'd be better. But I'm just saying.
Brian, hook that up.
They are the most
Filipino
supportive people I have ever seen in my whole entire life.
Dude, the bar by me, like I said, they don't really get that busy. Mm-hmm. I mean, half packed is the most I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
They had a Filipino band about a month and a half ago, and they're getting them again this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That you couldn't even walk in the place.
That's
I went in and I left. That's how wall to wall it was.
They are the most loyal people. I've never seen a group of people as loyal as those folks.
Yeah. I mean, look, what did we call it? A Jollibee, where I told you about
Jollibee.
People drove like hours and waited in line.
And it's
for fried chicken
food.
and spaghetti.
Yeah. They love some Jollibee.
It's amazing. Like Pacquiao could literally fight Floyd, like the toughest person on earth. He fought Floyd Mayweather, I believe, and they were like, "Oh, he's got a chance." Like, no. He's going to lose badly.
No, but like literally, he could fart on a CD, and they're buying it. Boom.
As you mentioned, Shaq. Get this: his 1992 album, Shaq Diesel.
Yep.
Sold 864,000 units.
Well, you think about it. Shaq at that time, that guy could not be touched. He had Shaq Fu going for him.
Yeah.
He was, blue chips. He
had a lot going on.
At that point in time, he was like the epitome of everything. He was just cool.
He was.
He appeals to everybody. There's nobody that doesn't like Shaq.
I do remember his album. He had a song, I Don't Like to Brag. Mm-hmm. And then like the next song was like I'm the best or I'm the greatest.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm like, which is it? Which one do you not like to do?
Yeah, I love Shaq.
Quickly, I'll get through the rest. Clint Dempsey, U.S. winger for the U.S. men's national team.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently in 2006, he released the song Don't Tread. And it was like a rap song, whatever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
His nickname is Deuce.
Double Deuce.
And I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah, what can you do?
All right.
Is Mike Piazza on there, just out of curiosity?
He did have there. No, Mike Piazza was part of a band.
He's a huge metal fan. I know that. So he's a big metal
he has
fan.
He's in a band somewhere. I know that.
Yeah.
I did read that. I wanted to I'm surprised you knew Piazza.
That metal show, folks.
Oh, because it's metal. That's why.
Yeah.
Huge news. This just in today. NBA is going to retire the Bill Russell jersey for all teams, meaning unless you're grandfathered in, which Brian pointed out to me, which I didn't know, you cannot have a player wear number 6 in your uniform. They're retiring the number 6 jersey for all teams.
Which is great. It's what they did for Wayne Gretzky in hockey.
They absolutely should.
And they absolutely should, because when last week, go back and listen to the show, you rattled off all of his accomplishments. And if you think about it, 11 championships just alone. Pick any sport. Where are you getting 11 championships?
No,
it
you're
doesn't
not.
exist. So he's in a league of his own, which does, he deserves that. Like, every team should respect that.
They have to do it. It's right. He's the most accoladed player in basketball. He may, like everyone says, Jordan's the best. I think so, and he probably is the best. But as far as accolades go, Bill Russell can't be beat.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's hard to compare because they played at different times, different everything. Right. But yeah, Bill.
But no one's going to win 11 championships.
No,
it'll never happen.
No. So absolutely well deserved.
So psyched for that. And to close it out. Little mysterious news. Tom Brady is no longer at the Tampa Bay camp, excused for personal reasons.
I wonder if it's like a COVID thing, maybe.
COVID?
Or
You think it's COVID? It's got. I mean, if it
Could
was
be.
COVID, it would be big news.
yeah, but maybe it's personal at this point, so maybe it's like a family member's dying or something.
Right.
Hopefully not, but you never know. It could be anybody.
I hope it's like a big party they just didn't want to like him to know about, like a big shindig he was throwing, ice luges.
Well, that's what I want to believe it is. I think because I thought originally he was kind of the guy that just didn't want to go to training camp, but you were telling me earlier before the show that he's actually the guy that's like the first guy in, last guy to leave type of thing. So
or maybe he hooked up with Gemma Chan and he's got trouble in paradise,
or like he's trying to bail Gronkowski out of a foreign jail somewhere. Like that would be awesome. So
dude, Gronk, I mean, he would bail Gronkowski out. That's
absolutely.
His boy.
That's a movie I want to see, by the way.
What,
So,
Tom Brady bailing Gronkowski out of jail?
Like those two partying and then like Gronk having to go to jail and then Brady having to get him out.
What if like the warden of the jail was Alanis Morissette?
That would be even better. Be awesome. She's in anything, I'm there. So
you're like a Filipino with their Filipino thing.
Yeah, that's really what it comes. Well, back to the Filipino thing, you bring it up.
That's done. We're done with sports.
I know, but I saw Journey when Arnel Pineda joined Journey.
Right.
That first tour, that whole arena was Filipino people. And I'm like,
so regular fans couldn't get tickets.
No, like I was the outcast. I'm like, this is odd, and they're literally signs for Arnel, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow.
So like signs for the singer, not the band. They could care less about.
No, like who doesn't love Journey songs? But I mean, like it was all Arnel. And I'm like, and you think about it, before then, they weren't playing like big arenas or anything like that. I think Arnel, not only does he bring the voice, but he's bringing a decent amount of like the hill.
Oh, they probably knew they're like,
when they come to town, you got to go.
They probably had that clue, and like you, they're like, look, Filipinos bring the house.
Yep. If they didn't, they learned it.
It's like family get-togethers.
Yeah, and the best is they barely pay that dude. Like if they treat him bad, but he's the reason why, they're bringing him on. So anyway, that's the end of the sports.
Yep, that's the end of sports.
I got a new segment, and trust me, this will probably be the last time it's on the show, because I don't read. I'm not gonna lie, but I have a book section.
Oh, I love books. I listen to books on tape all the time.
So there's a girl.
I listened to 2 books on tape in the last week.
There's a girl that put out a book this week, and everything entertainment page. I scour the entertainment pages, and she is all over it this week. I didn't know who she was. She's like a Nickelodeon. Disney has like those kids, and Nickelodeon has the same type of thing. So if you're familiar with that show, iCarly with Miranda Cosgrove.
No, I'm not.
I never saw the show once in my life, but I guess she played like in the show. Her name is Jeanette McCurdy. And she wrote I guess she was a child actress, whatever. She worked with Ariana Grande or whatever. She had a controlling mom, like Mommy Dearest or whatever.
Ooh.
Her book is literally called I'm Glad My Mom Is Dead.
Whoa.
Which I was like, yes, that's awesome.
That's a crazy title.
That threw me for a loop because I'm like, is this a joke?
And they published it?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's literally called I'm Glad My Mom Is Dead, or My Mom's Dead. And I'm sitting there going, that's a book I need to read. This girl has some stories. Yeah, so apparently her mom was like the ultimate like stage mom and forcing her to do stuff. But the mom apparently had like checked her breasts and butt and everything every single day for like lumps and like cancer and stuff. Her mom's like overprotective, but making sure that like the girl has like anorexia, all kinds of stuff. The girl has been through some crap apparently from what I'm seeing. And so it's deserving in the fact that she literally wrote a book and her mom did die. Like her mom donked off a couple of years ago.
Ouch.
But it's really like, how cold is it that like
it is pretty cold.
You go to like Simon and Schuster, whoever's publishing your book, and they're like, hey, we're trying to figure out a good title. And she's like, oh no, I'm Glad My Mom's Dead. That's the title. And they're like, wow. Whoa. Like, I think title alone, it's going to do.
Title alone, that's going to be.
Yeah. Like, I don't know who this girl is, but like some of the stories she's telling, even there's some Creeper McCreepersons over at Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
That was like that she
You're
had
gonna
to,
rub people the wrong way with the title, but hey, if you're gonna get listeners,
And,
I
like-
mean readers.
and I think like what I read, like her mom even was like having her drink at an early age because all the kids do it,
Oh my god.
type of thing. So there's all kinds of craziness going down. But it's Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mom's Dead.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's
Hey,
actually,
like I said,
glad
I love.
my mom died. It's the
Oh, I'm glad my mom died. Thank you, producer extraordinaire, for the correction.
Yeah. So if you ever want to do a book segment, like I have plenty of books. Like I just finished Rock
No.
Paper Scissors, and awesome.
Books are boring.
Audiobooks are not boring.
They're not boring, but I already have too much audio to listen to, so I'll never make time for it.
Like I mean, I went to Delaware to visit my folks. I killed an audiobook in one, like going there and coming back.
Mhm. I did
It
audiobook.
was like 7 hours, 7.5. Bam.
I did audiobook the Matthew McConaughey book like 6 months ago or whatever, around Christmas time, which is awesome because Matthew McConaughey can read the phone book and be awesome.
Oh yeah, he's
So-
if he read
the whole thing.
if he read books, I would listen to more.
He does. It's called Green Lights.
Right, but I'm saying I would listen. I'm saying I would listen to.
I agree. Him and like
Almost any
Morgan
book he
Freeman should do every book that's ever made. Like if we do a Subfacts book, I want Matthew McConaughey playing me, and you could be Morgan Freeman.
The guy who read the Harry Potter books, I forget his name.
Awful.
He's awesome.
I couldn't deal with it. I tried. Because I wasn't going to read
He's
the Harry Potter books.
amazing. Are you kidding?
Somebody was like, "You got to read the books." I'm like, "I'm not reading the books." And so I got the audio books, and I just got annoyed. I'm just.
You may kind of annoyed with the character, but his voices are unreal.
Like if you're going to have like a bunch of different characters, you should probably have different people in it. You know what I mean? It shouldn't
It's
be
tough
just
to do.
one person.
It's really tough to do.
Yeah. So
The
anyway,
producing on that is tough because then you have other people that you got to splice in, and
Yeah.
it's not, or they got to be in the same studio, and then it's like doing a
Mhm.
movie. Like they stop talking, and the other one.
I would also want Tracy Morgan to read every book too. I think that.
Oh no!
I think that would be
He's
awesome.
awful.
Or Gilbert Gottfried.
No,
Look,
that voice
Gilbert
would get
anymore.
annoying after a while.
It'd be funny for me. Okay, so anyway, that was our book segment. I'm not going to probably bring another book
All right,
segment out
cool.
unless
And
she
the
has a
end of the
sequel.
book segments, folks.
Unless she has like a sequel or something like, yeah, my dad's dead too. Something like that.
Wow.
So we'll get to the Matt's. Actually, no, we're going to go to the TV section now. As you mentioned, football season is here, and Hard Knocks, the Detroit Lions,
I haven't
is
seen it yet.
airing. Well, the first episode is this. I think it's tonight. As a matter of fact.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so I'm not gonna lie, I saw the preview. I will watch any Hard Knocks ever. Like I don't care if I hate the team, whatever it is, I'm gonna watch every Hard Knocks because I get into it. I
love the way it's produced.
I love like that dude that dude, by the way.
Yes. Excellent voice.
He can tell any story and I'm in.
It's like the guy who does the NFL. Is it Liev Schreiber?
Liev Schreiber, yeah. Liev Schreiber is the one that does Hard Knocks.
Oh, he does a lot of NFL
Yeah.
things, not just Hard
Yeah,
Knocks.
but he's the greatest. He's like the
Liev
official-
Schreiber is awesome.
Yeah. And so I get into the whole storylines, like the people that are like the rookies and how they come in cocky and sometimes have to be smacked down. And then the poor people that are trying to make the team that end up on the practice squad or don't make it, all that stuff. The only thing that's a little suspect on this one is last year we had the Dallas Cowboys and like Jerry Jones puts so much money into them. And like you see like everything they have is top notch, everything. In the Detroit one, just on the commercial, it looks like they're playing in a high school football like field. You know what I mean? It just looks nubs
Compared to Dallas, right?
Compared to Dallas, and it's like if I'm Detroit, I'm like, hey, could you like space us out?
Right? Yeah,
Like,
film it.
Why do we have to follow Dallas? Could you go to like maybe Cleveland or something and then go to us?
Exactly. Go to some Jacksonville.
They could even go to the Commanders, which that's my team, but that looks nubs. So it's like,
oh my God, they got no fans watching their games.
yeah, like the Commanders would make Detroit look
Or
really
practices.
good. So like, I don't know if it's a good move to follow the Cowboys and all their money to
It's tough.
go
It's
to
almost impossible.
Detroit.
I mean, they have the best accommodations.
Yeah. It's just so I'm excited to see it. I want to see the difference. Once again, Liev Schreiber can talk me into anything. So
He can read a phone book.
every time I watch Hard Knocks, though, I leave going, oh my gosh, this team is going to the Super Bowl. Like I feel like this team is amazing,
Right.
no matter who they are, and they're going to the
because
Super
the
Bowl.
players are always like, yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, and you only realize they're playing themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like if the defense sucks, the offense is still going to suck. If the offense looks remotely good, it doesn't mean that they're a great offense. It just means they're playing a crap defense.
Right, and that's the hardest thing to get out of these things. Unless it's a joint practice, it's the hardest thing to get out of these practices.
So anyway, I love
like Zach
Hard
Wilson
Knocks.
looks great. Yeah, but he's going against our defense. Like, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So I love Hard Knocks. Can't wait, and I'm going to be watching it after the show. The other thing is Amazon is doing a League of Their Own, the TV show.
I'm going to watch. I watched the coming attractions. I'm in.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Like I
love
Amazon,
the movie.
I love Amazon shows, so they're good quality typically. I guess my thing is the movie. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I'm not like it's not like
I love
one
Gina
of the
Davis.
greatest movies of all time.
Davis fan.
Okay, but she's not in this one though.
Nope.
Yeah, so
but it made me like the movie, so now I really want to watch this.
I'm gonna check it out, but I'm not excited to see it. I'm just throwing it out there, but I'll watch it and see what's up. It's not as good as Hard Knocks.
They don't have an Asian woman in there, so I'm a little disappointed about that, but it's okay.
I didn't see anybody that stood out.
No standouts.
No standouts. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Okay, so now it's time for Matt's backstage pass. One of these days we'll get music.
One of these days.
So
he's busy though. I mean, he
really
superstar.
is. He's on fuego. So with the music this week, I'm just gonna tell you folks, nothing is coming out.
All right, good segment.
No point. Just go back and listen to whatever you normally listen to. That's what's new this week, is whatever you used to listen to. That's what's new. Interesting thing that happened though last night is Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, drummer, apparently accidentally Instagrammed his junk.
Accidentally? You don't accidentally IG your junk.
And so it's been removed from Instagram at this point, but it's still on Twitter and wherever it, for the people at 3 a.m. that, got to visit it. And, he's like, it's Tommy Lee. Reality is he doesn't care. But,
his junk has been seen before.
The news is they're making it gets all over the entertainment pages. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Tommy Lee, I'm gonna accidentally show my junk any opportunity I can.
Yeah, whoops.
That dude looks like a tripod. He's still extremely skinny and he's definitely got a third leg going for him. So So I would accidentally.
It's got a mind of its own
all the time.
It's really.
If anything, I'd be like Britney Spears if I'm him. That's just how I would roll. So,
I'm like, whoops, hey, another accidental.
I accidentally did it. Now, if like I did it in real life, that's an accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I'm Tommy Lee.
If Subfacts did it, accident.
Yes. But good on Tommy Lee. He's 60-something years old at this point, and
bam,
his junk is still making headlines. So that's a plus. We're going to talk a lot of music coming up, but I want to make sure that we do the mailbag first. So get ready. Here you go.
Mailbag. Okay, folks, it's time for mailbag.
Okay, it's time for mailbag.
Let's go, Brian.
And I am going to give a little caveat. I know Brian's going to read them, but I want to give a little caveat that in the past couple weeks, as you know, we've been changing when we've done the shows.
We're finally back to our Thursday.
We're officially back to our Thursday, but in fairness to Space Coast Bill, nobody's been made aware of when we've been doing our shows. So there's actually 2 mail-ins from Space Coast Bill.
Got it.
So that's why there's 2.
Right. All right. So first email is from Space Coast Bill. His subject is still here. He says, since Matt mentioned a person close to him who happened to hate the podcast passed away, I just wanted to write in to let people know it wasn't me and I'm still alive. That's pretty awesome. He says,
there's a bunch of people that really did think it was him.
He said, regarding the intro track question from last week or 2 weeks ago, if you're recording early again, which we were, he said, it depends. If it's clearly a skit type intro or a short music only intro, then I'm okay with the second track being referred to as the first song from the album because it's the first actual song. Where it gets muddy is in situations like System of a Down, Mesmerize. The first track is labeled as intro, but it has music and lyrics. It's only about a minute long, so there could be an argument due to the short duration that it shouldn't count, but he thinks it's a gray area.
And that was my issue when we were talking about number one songs, because Dre Day from the Dr. Dre Chronic album is my favorite rap song of all time. So I really wanted to put it on there, but it's technically song number 2, but there's an intro skit as song number 1. So that's why I didn't put it on.
I would say yes, you can count it.
I think so too. Boom. So add Dre Day to my list.
Bam.
Says, by the way, I hate Choco Tacos, and I've never seen any of the John Wick movies.
Does he want to punch me in the nuggets one more time with that one, or like
punch me, baby, one more time?
Email coming, so
true, but I mean, like, so Choco Taco. By the way, Klondike figured out, or it was Klondike, I think, realized that they made a big mistake, because now they're already in talks to bring it back.
Yeah, you can't fire Choco Taco.
Yeah, and
how does he not like Choco Taco?
Or
but even more concerning,
Wicks.
how do you not seen any of the John Wick?
And here's what I know about Space Coast Bill is he's admitted it on the show that he has one of those, like, those free movie passes to where he can go to any movie he wants. I know he sees every movie. How did John Wick escape him?
Right, yeah. You saw 3 billboards in Mississippi or whatever that movie
that crap is called instead of John Wick.
How? You've seen The Room.
Yeah, instead of John Wick.
You've seen English Patient, but you haven't seen John Wick.
He's like, I've seen Aquila in the Bee.
No. I actually think, I think he's seen Aquila in the Bee, and I think he went to see the garbage movie that was
the one we were just talking about, like the one about the girl in like North Carolina and the Crawdads.
Oh yeah,
he saw the Crawdads movie,
and then the English movie, whatever it was, the what's the one that my brother saw? That other piece of crap that was out.
It's that PBS show, the Downton Abbey.
Yeah. Awful.
Downton Abbey, but no John Wick.
Yeah, you see Downtown Abbey and where the crawdads sing, but you can't see one of the best actors ever.
Right. I think we're piling on a little too much on Space Coast Bill. Bill, Space Coast Bill.
Sorry,
thank
Bill.
you so much for the email.
We still love you, Bill.
Great email, and I'm looking forward to reading your next email, which is coming up right now. The subject is called email number 2. And he says, looks like you boys get 2 emails from me this week, since your new recording schedule is whenever the F you want, and it's hard to time emails. So
agreed.
Before we get to the homework, I'd like to add some more detail that wasn't discussed last week. The biggest reason Beyonce had no choice but to change her lyrics was because just a few months ago, Lizzo was under attack for using spaz in one of her songs. Lizzo went back and changed it, and Beyonce was called out for not knowing better since this recently happened. That's a good point.
Yeah, and Lizzo,
solid point.
I know Lizzo. Lizzo just put a new album out. Lizzo's not as big. Well, she's big now, but she's not as big as Beyonce financially. So I can see how Lizzo would have to change. My point still that Beyonce is in the billionaire category, so she can
give the FUMF.
Lizzo needs to kind of toe the line until she Lizzo's a big girl. She's big, but
Space Coast's point though is that Lizzo just went through all that, and Beyonce went ahead and released it anyway.
Yeah,
with the same thing. She should have known better, and she could have. Her people could have been like, "Hey, we really should change that lyric. Say something else for that."
Yeah.
So I get that point. Good point, Space Coast.
Yeah, fair enough. It's good insight too, because we didn't have that.
He says for Matt and Andy, he wanted to share that some Americans know that spaz is short for spastic, referring to muscle movements that can occur with types of palsy.
Now he's just showing
Yeah,
off.
Thank you, Bill. He did the homework for this week, the homework was funniest song titles. Remember, we asked to people to write in their funniest song titles.
I had mentioned "Crippled Children Suck" by the Meatmen.
He his one he just has a list here. I don't know that they're in any particular order, but his first one is Primus. This is a classic. Winona's Big Brown Beaver, great song.
Boom.
The next one on his list is from Queens of the Stone Age, which is "The Fun Machine Took a Dump and Died," and dump is actually the S word in the title. I can't say it on the air, but
Yep. Keep it clean.
And then the next one is King Missile, which is the song "Detachable Schmeckle," which is the P word.
You know that.
Yeah. And then
you can't say the P word.
You
can
probably
probably
can,
say it.
I think Schmeckle's funnier.
Yeah, Brian feels uncomfortable.
Detachable Schmeckle.
Detachable Schmeckle's funny. That'd be a good band name.
My nickname back in high school.
Next song is the Butthole Surfers, great band. I love them so much. He said the band is "I Saw an X-Ray of a Girl Passing Gas." That's a great song title.
That's fantastic. That's a great title.
Yeah, that they were a good band.
So far, he's knocking them out of the park.
Great email, Bill. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank
good
you,
stuff.
Bill.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you for
Thanks,
your
Coach.
patience with our scheduling.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So I was researching, since I kind of called it out last week, I decided to research some song titles as well. And interesting enough, I figured the majority of them in my world would come from like emo songs and stuff like that. A lot of country songs.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have some of the same.
A lot of country songs. So I'll go through my list, and you can take out some of the ones that you have, or
which is going to be every single song.
Oh, I don't know. So one of the bands, and some of them are goofy bands anyway that were kind of funny. There was a band that I have the CD for, and I don't even know if they make the CD anymore, but Howard Stern had like a house band back in the late 80s type of thing. The band was called Pig Vomit.
I heard of it.
And so
is that why they used it in the movie? Okay.
Yeah. And so they have a song called "Is It In Yet?"
Oh,
which
jeez.
is classic. I highly recommend the whole Pig Vomit CD, but that one is a standout.
That's one of their best.
Then I went with the band Korn. They have a couple their songs. They never put any attention into their song titles, but they have a song called "Ass Itch" and one called "Cameltosis." And so,
I like that one. Cameltosis is great.
Now we get to Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty.
That's the one I
You've
have
got
on my
that
list.
one. "You're the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly."
The reason our kids are so ugly.
That is hilarious.
Anyway,
I love it. That was on my list. I had to put it.
I'd never heard that.
and then there's Jimmy Buffett. "My head hurts, my feet stink, and I still don't love Jesus." And
the kids are so ugly is my favorite. That was number one on my list.
yeah, then they have Frank Zappa, "Don't Eat the Yellow Snow," which was a big song for him. John Denver, "Please
How
Dad."
many are you gonna have?
I have a whole list of them.
I have some.
Oh, then go.
You said 5, and now you're reading out like
I didn't
all
say
of them.
5. I just said I had a list.
Okay, go ahead.
How about
then.
you read? How about you read yours, and I'll read the ones that you didn't say.
I was gonna say you're gonna read my whole list.
Oh, okay.
If you don't believe I love you, just ask my wife.
Awesome.
That is great. Please, Daddy, don't get drunk this Christmas.
John Denver classic. It goes back to the whole Christmas songs can be like the saddest songs in the whole wide world.
And this song I actually knew before, but here's a quarter. Call someone who cares.
Travis Tritt. That's one of my favorite albums of all time.
What? It's an album name too?
No, the very first Travis Tritt album is that with the song that song's on it. I know every song on that album.
Are
by
you
heart.
kidding?
Yes, love that Travis.
That's a
Tritt
great
album.
song, by the way.
Yeah.
And the last one I had was I thought it was a good title because it's not really a title at all. It's
The Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah.
Once there was this kid who
But the song is.
got into it. Yeah, I met that dude. He was a douche.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You saw Crash Test live?
At the TV station I used to work at. So
okay.
they were doing this thing while I was on my lunch break. And the dude was like, I sat and watched him, like, and they did like a couple of songs, and like the guy just comes over to me. He's like, I guess you want tickets to the show tonight. And I was like, I already saw you do your one song, you know. What am I gonna go stand in line for? You know, dummy.
Yeah, I mean,
he just came off like a pompous.
That
douche.
album was awful. I bought it and it was terrible.
So I've got a couple more. Let's just say, the Dead Milkmen. If you love someone, set them on fire.
Oh,
awesome. There's a band called Steel Panther, which I love. It's like a heavy metal.
That's a great name of a band.
Steel Panther. It's a hair band, but it's kind of a goof, but they're more of a party band type of thing. They have a couple songs that I wanted to put out there. One, Asian Hooker. Then there's a song called Fat Girl. And then
Fat Girl, Asian Hooker.
They have a song called Eatin' Ain't Cheatin'. And then then a song called I Like Drugs.
No, my favorite is Now Eatin' Ain't Cheatin'.
I know, right? And then Beck did a song called Satan Gave Me a Taco.
Oh my God.
And then my all-time favorite, which actually, let me go to some of the others and I'll end with my all-time favorite. Johnny Cash put out a song called I've Been Flushed from the Bathroom of Your Heart.
Oh, geez.
You know? And then Fall Out Boy has a song. Their titles are always kind of funny, but they have a song called Our Lawyer Made Us Change the Name of This so we wouldn't get sued. So no one knows what the actual name is, but
if you listen in the lyrics, maybe you might.
So Johnny Paycheck, who I saw in concert,
why in the hell?
He did a song. He did Take This Job and Shove It. That song. He has a song called Thanks to the Cat House, I'm in the Doghouse with You. and
that's a good. I like that.
There's an emo band called Mayday Parade that has a song called If You Can't Live Without Me, Why Are You
Not Dead Yet?
But my all-time number one funniest song title, and it will never ever leave me, is Tiny Tim's Christmas classic, Santa Claus Got the AIDS This Year.
Santa Claus Got the AIDS this
It was
year?
the greatest. It was his last song that he actually recorded.
Is it like got ran over by a reindeer? Is it in the same?
No, it's basically like, kids, there will not be Santa, there will not be Christmas this year because Santa Claus got the AIDS. So it was
got the AIDS.
I highly recommend you folks look it up. But
the
those
ugly, the Eatin' Ain't Cheatin', and that one are like probably top three.
That Asian Hooker.
Asian Hooker.
I think you would actually really enjoy Steel Panther because you love that era of music.
And yeah, I would.
And it's not party music. It's
right.
Party music. It's not. I've
never even heard of Steel Panther.
Oh, I've got everything they've ever done. I'll play some for you after the show. It's Steel Panther, and by the way, if you get to see them live, they're so much fun live.
Awesome.
And so, yes, highly recommend Steel Panther. With that being said,
we've said a lot today.
We've done a lot.
So people have homework as they still need to do in the funny songs, but we covered so many of them. So it's gonna.
I defy people. There's so many funny songs out there, though.
There's a lot
because I didn't even go into like the punk world. Like there's
and the
so
punk world
many.
Has,
and the emo world has a ton. So
I don't even know what the emo world.
Well,
is.
that's what I'm saying. Like Mayday Parade. But like I listen to a lot of like emo music, and it's all relationship, but it's like I Want You Dead type of stuff. So
that's nice.
Great. It's good,
really
humble,
heartwarming stuff.
Good humble music, and then we didn't even really touch too much in the country world. So,
there's always some good.
Yeah, and check out Pig Vomit when you get a chance.
Pig Vomit. All right, but you also the one person you need to check out immediately is our boy Andy, because all music, all tech support for Subfacts is provided by our friend Andy at Creative Underground. He runs a state-of-the-art production studio in Leesburg, Virginia, and you, me, and everybody can find out more by going to his website. But that's not where it stops. He does a whole slew of new services now. He does custom music creation. He does video live stream events. He does youth sports, corporate events, pro karaoke, and he's now running tech and audio cams for kids. How can you beat that? You can't. Just go to his website,
www.creativeunderground.co, not .com.
Oh,
boom. And then Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com. What can you say about Ben that we haven't already said 50 million times?
We've said a lot, but he keeps impressing.
He keeps
putting
doing
new
it.
photos out there, new drone photography.
Yeah, and once again, we mentioned it, I think a couple weeks ago. He's now like every photo he's putting himself in it. He's that big of a celebrity that he's
right.
literally
he's
before it used to be like
eclipsed.
Here's this awesome picture, and now he's like me in this awesome picture.
Right.
Because people want to see Ben.
He's like, put me in, coach.
I'm ready to play today. So so Ben's on Fuego. He's everywhere. This is his time of year. This is when things
you're not kidding, because September and October are the most popular months for weddings.
Mm-hmm.
So he should be getting a lot of calls now that he does weddings.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure about the bar mitzvahs. We're going to have to go. We're going to get him on the show and ask.
We're going to have to fact check.
Yeah, because maybe he's officially one with the bar mitzvahs. But anyway, Ben's award-winning image builder and FAA certified pilot of drones. They specialize in business headshots, personalized business branding, imaging, corporate events, team imaging, drone cinematography, all of the above. Pretty much if it involves a camera, get your boy Ben.
And or a drone or like a video thing going on.
And that's KStreetPhotographyDC.com.
Oh. By the way, summer is closing, so you're going to want to make sure you get your car pimped out one last time. You're going to want to make sure you get the wax on there. You're going to want to make sure you get the Canuba
ceramic,
the ceramic, because you want to make it looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the ceramic you need, because it won't stop raining here in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
It just won't stop. It rains every day, but guess what? The ceramic is just going to be like, F you rain, get off my car, and you're going to look good tomorrow.
And here's the other thing too, is right now people are either on their summer vacations where you've taken the family truckster across the country. And when you finally get home, you got bugs all over the grill.
Oh yeah.
You got Cheerios and stuff mashed into the carpets from the back seat.
Absolutely.
The smells, you don't even want to go into
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The smells are just insane. And so now's the time. When you want to get your car back to where it was before you took
and
this
even
track,
better, because he's going to make it smell good. He's going to make it look good.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing. He gets these, I'm not going to lie, soccer mom mobiles. You get the minivan that, kids have been doing whatever they do in the back,
what they do to that.
And it just comes back like it's a brand new minivan.
Right off the assembly line. Mm-hmm. He's that good. So call Big Dog Auto Detailing, 571-233-8716. You won't be disappointed.
Boom. And if you want to learn, and I'm assuming the Goots is listening to this show for the first time.
Of course he is.
And I know he's
second time he listened to Police Academy.
That is true. He's got our card. He's got the business card, but just in case he's listening and wants to know, hey, can I get merchandise for this show? Where do I get more information about this show? And you go to subfactspodcast.com. Once again, that's subfactspodcast.com for all Subfacts information. We obviously put out homework for this week. I don't think anybody's going to beat our Road House, but anyway, if you
give it a valiant effort.
If you want to try and make an attempt, or just write in about anything else that we've discussed, write us at subfactspodcast@gmail.com. Once again, subfactspodcast@gmail.com. And Goots, you're listening. If your friends, I'm thinking, Hightower's not with us anymore.
Bobcat Goldthwait
Bobcat is. Like, any of your Hollywood friends want to hear about it, if you tell them about the show, let them know we're on all platforms. Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube.
We'll interview you all.
Pandora. Yes. Open book with us. So anywhere you hear podcast, you're going to hear Subfacts. Boom.
Boom.
And with that,
I think we said we talked about all major platforms. Oh, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, folks.
Boom.
That's what you need to do.
Okay, and on that note, everybody stay safe, and we will see you next week at our regular time for those writing in. Boom.